there's some folklore about whorls, and whorls are those cowlicks that horses get in their faces, and they can sometimes have them on other areas of their body. And there's a lot of people that don't believe anything about it, and there's other people that swear by it. But in general, most horses have that cowlick, that whorl, right in the middle of their forehead, and a single whorl. Well, the reason that there's any validity to it at all is that the brain and the skin, the part of the skin cells that create the whorls in the first place, are created from the same embryonic layer, and so and about the same time. So there is actually maybe a far-fetched correlation that there could be some connection between the brain and a horse's disposition and trainability and their skin whorls or hair whorls. But anyway, if they have them in the center of their forehead, that's generally considered to be fairly normal, and most horses have that, and they're for the most part tractable and easy enough to get along with and train. And if they have two whorls and they're close together and in the center of their forehead, that's fine too as far as trainability. It's not got to do with physical ability, but their mind, their trainability, but that they can be like a little more fractious, a little more squirrely. And the last mare that I was on is that, and she does have two little ones close together in the center of her forehead. If they're down low, like below the level of the eyes, it can be significant and they're a little harder to train. I think if it's up higher, it's okay. I've been told that if they have them on their neck, like this horse has one on his neck, we'll take a picture of it and show you it up close.
Way up high.
As long as it's way up high, that they're easy to flex. There's a tremendous amount of flexibility. But the ones that have them lower, like further back down their neck, this one doesn't, but if it was back down here, that might indicate a lack of flexibility or more difficulty in training a horse to flex and give their head. And if they have them in multiple places in their body, it can also kind of be an indicator of a little bit more intractability or squirreliness. So there is some validity to it. Linda Tellington-Jones and Temple Grandin have both done extensive studies on whorls, and they have materials available if that's something that interests you. You can look them up.
The only true experience I have is I did have a foal here born for a customer, and he had two whorls in the middle of his forehead close together, and my vet said, "Oh no, he's got two whorls." And I didn't think much of it, but sure enough, he just kind of didn't want to be caught. He didn't want to do this, he didn't want to do that. He was nice and gentle. He really wasn't fractious kind of horse, but he wasn't a real trainable kind of horse. He just didn't want to be, even though he had the talent to be a show horse, he wanted to be a pleasure horse, and that's what he ended up being. So that's pretty much the only thing I have to say about that.
So I don't think it would be something that would keep you from buying a horse, but if you already had a suspicion that a horse wasn't maybe going to be as trainable as you'd like, or if it was maybe a choice between two horses, all things being equal, then you might throw the whorl theory in there to make a decision. Yeah? If you found this section on whorls interesting to you, there are a lot of, I think you can Google it and find a lot of articles. There's the Horsemanship Journal did a really good article by Charlotte Cannon called Whorlology that has a tremendous amount of information. And Temple Grandin has also made quite a study of whorls along with Linda Tellington-Jones. So any of their books that cover it would be a place to get more information about whorls.